and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final show before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. This is, of course, the final episode of Friday Night Smackdown before that event, and we've got a big show as we're kicking off with Eve Torres versus Natalya versus Michelle McCool. The winner will face Beth Phoenix from ECW at the Royal Rumble with the Divas title on the line. So very big implications, and at the Rumble we will finally see who is or who will be the first Divas champion here in Universe. So a very big deal. All three of these women have competed on SmackDown, and all three have picked up a win. That's how they got into this match. As Beth Phoenix, after beating Melina on the first episode of ECW in the Universe, just a few nights ago, she faced the debuting Maryse in what was to be, a good back and forth match. Maryse looked good early on, but Beth pulled it away later in the match and got the win. And that's how Beth got into the match at the Rumble. Natalya defeated Maria just like Eve did, and Michelle McCool defeated Mickie James. Like I said, they all have a victory, and this early into the Universe, that's how all of them have got into this match. And all of them are going to look forward to this match, look forward to the match at the Rumble, because they all want to be champion. And the women, they only have 2 titles to go for, and it's brand specific. Right now, Raw has the women's title, and SmackDown has the Divas title in ECW. They just have to, the ECW general manager just has to make a deal with either GM for the women to compete for one of the titles. And the deal was struck up between SmackDown, and just like with the tag titles between SmackDown and ECW, Beth is going to go for the Divas title here on SmackDown. But here we go, match underway. And Eve tried to go after Natalya right away, but Michelle going to isolate and put her in the corner. Now just spinning her around in that corner. And going to knock her down with a kick. Before immediately going into a Boston Crab. Remember, this is a triple threat. And even though it's a women's match, it's still a triple threat at the heart of it. So no disqualifications, no countouts, no rope breaks. Pretty much anything goes just as long as you get a win inside of the ring. Whether that be by pinfall or submission does not matter, as long as it's one of the two inside the ring. And Natalya took down both women rather quickly there. And ever since the Universe started, we've seen people really actually going for weapons whenever, disqualifications have been not affecting a match. The superstars in the WWE are not scared whatsoever of getting a little violent, but a beautiful Hurricane Rana pin from Michelle McCool. It didn't even get a 1, though, with being so early in the match. And if I do have to say so myself, wait a minute now, Eve showing off some power avalanche sidewalk slam on Michelle McCool. And if I do have to say so myself, I do think it's necessary to say, Michelle McCool had the most competitive match with Mickie James between the 3 women. And Eve looked the best with a dominant victory over Maria. After a really nice belly-to-belly followed by a spear, and a brutal spear at that. As Natalya already going for, a weapon, of course, using that steel chair. If I was Natalya, I would not have set that chair down. I would have used it until I broke it. But a big snap DDT from Michelle McCool. planting the face into the canvas, and she's going to go for a pin already, but that was not very smart. Natalya was right there. As Michelle going for quick pins here. But I mean, can't blame her. The way she ended up beating Mickie James was a quick pin. Mickie had the upper hand and Michelle was able to quickly catch her off guard with a pin out of nowhere. But Eve just showing off the power she has, just picking Michelle up and slam her to the canvas. As Eve nailed Natalya with that chair, followed by Michelle just kicking her in the ribs. And now Michelle to the floor, as she's going to take down Natalya too. Eve is looking good right now. I mean, admittedly, again, all three of these women have looked good in their matches. As Natalya brings Michelle back into the ring. So far, Natalya is the only one to get a weapon. Not the only one to use one, but the only one to get one. And I think it's safe to say, to kind of, I guess, you know, break character, if you will. But I think it's safe to say, overall, that just how into this series I am. And I know I've said it multiple times in other videos for this series, but yeah, like I'm just super into it. I love it. And again, part of that easily could be all three with their own weapon. Michelle's the last one with a weapon in hand. And, oh, Eve rolled out of the way. Oh, she missed again. Both Natalya and Eve sidestepping. And she hits both women that time. And Michelle McCool was just unloading on both women with that chair. But I think it's safe to say, you know, that I really do love the series so far, and the frequency I've been recording, you know, I just think it shows how much I like it and how motivated I am to do it. Because it's not that long after the first recording session, this being my third recording session for the series, and I'm one episode away now, less than an episode away from the Royal Rumble. Which I can't say for sure, you know, like, obviously, the Royal Rumble, including the Rumble match, it will be 8 matches, and I will confirm Smackdown's matches at the end of the video, like I did with Ronnie ECW. So yeah, overall. And we do have a big main event planned, which will be a 6-man over-the-top battle royal, you know, to get in the spirit of the Royal Rumble, as Michelle just sits down with that chair underneath her, landing on top of Natalya. But yeah, to get into the Royal Rumble spirit, oh, big DDT there. Michelle, the last woman standing. She gonna look for another weapon? Maybe. Just gonna take a break on the outside, I guess. Take a breather. As Natalya also on the outside. Oh no, she wanted that 2x4 that Eve had. Now walking towards Natalya. She is a woman on a mission right now. Gets inside the ring. Oh. And she takes out Eve with a 2x4. 2x4 to the back of the head. And let me tell you, it is not fun to be hit with anything that would be used by construction workers. Don't ask how I know that. I just know. But yeah, like I said, main event to get into the spirit of the Rumble, and there will be a special stipulation put on that match that we'll get to when it's time for the main event. Oh, big belly to belly. Perhaps a little insult to injury there, as the belly to belly is what set up the spear that Eve used to put away Maria in her first match here in Universe. But Michelle's being smashed into the steel steps, and Natalya got shut down. Oh, Natalya just barely able to make her miss the kick. Arm drag. And Michelle is looking good. just taking it. This is not false count anywhere, though. That must be said. Like I said, they do have to get the win on the inside of the ring. But again, Natalya going to drag Eve this time into the steel steps. I'm just going to smash her face on him. Really? Just doing the damage.
And there's the counter. Ow. That one definitely hit hard. Wow. Great reversal. Whoa. That one landed. Oh. Good reversal. Natalya is just so...
As all three of these women right now just trading shots back and forth between each other now. As Natalya with a big backbreaker. Of course, Natalya of the legendary Hart family. And Michelle once again having her face smashed off of the steel steps. These women apparently just want to brutalize each other. But I'm sure Beth Phoenix is not gonna mind. Because the more they brutalize each other, exactly what they're doing right now is Natalya's face gonna get smashed off the steel steps again. Exactly what they're doing to each other right now would make the job easier for Beth Phoenix at the Rumble. Oh, that's how Michelle beat Mickey. A quick pin out of nowhere. And Natalya wins. Michelle didn't realize it until it was too late, and Natalya is going to meet Beth Phoenix at the Royal Rumble to crown the first ever Divas Champion. Such a big match, big moment, big win for Natalya. And it just goes to show that sometimes a win really can come out of nowhere. At the end of the day, it is just 3 seconds. And that's going to be a tough loss for both Eve and Michelle McCool, obviously. More particularly Eve, I'd say, because, that was the first time here in Universe that she took a pin. But nonetheless, we've got a big tag team match coming up next. Two guys who have been absolutely down on their luck in the tag division, Carlito and Primo, are going to be facing the tag debut here in Universe of Miz and Morrison. The Miz and John Morrison from ECW they did not compete on ECW just a few nights ago, and they're here on Smackdown tonight to take on Carlito and Primo. And of course, this match is able to happen because of the deal between the Smackdown and ECW general managers. And now here we go. It's time for their third match in tag team action. Their very first match here in Universe was for the WWE Tag Team titles. They were facing MVP and Umaga, the dubbed Better Than Utopia. And on that night, MVP and Umaga, I don't know if they claimed that they were better than you and me, but they were definitely clearly better than Carlito and Primo. If they meet up again, they very well may not be better. But only time will tell looking at that. But nonetheless, they were able to keep pushing, keep fighting forward. Keep fighting, keep pushing forward. Even despite losing in the next week to Ezekiel Jackson and Vladimir Kozlov, the two that also struck up a friendship and a partnership. Now these two men, they've been doing alright for themselves. They've been a little down on their luck, but John Morrison was able to beat Shad Gaspard in a one-on-one match after both men lost in a fatal four-way. Admittedly, Shad also lost in that Fatal 4-Way as Shad's tag partner JTG won that match and would later on become the number one contender for Cody Rhodes' ECW Championship. And of course, that match, as we know, will be on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. But now this match starts off with Carlito and The Miz. As of course you saw Miz playing a little bit dirty and smashing Carlito's head into the canvas. But Carlito, just like that, has already got the upper hand. And both teams need a big win. And of course, on ECW just a few nights ago, we saw SmackDown's Mike Knox make his in-ring debut teaming up with tag team partner R-Truth in the team they call Truth and Consequences against Crime Time. And it was Mike Knox who would end up making SmackDown proud, pinning the ECW #1 contender. And of course, again, talking about pinning JTG, which would have been JTG's first loss. But if that trend continues, that means Miz and Morrison might end up picking up a win over Carlito and Primo, which would be a great win for them. You know, they'd probably be rewarded for it by the ECW general manager. Oh, but look at this, an Oklahoma roll from Carlito, and not even a 1. The quick pin went nowhere. And there's another facebuster from The Miz, and The Miz is laying into Carlito here. But Carlito is getting some good shots in. But ultimately, again, like I said, both teams need a win. Looked like The Miz was going to tag out to John Morrison, decided against it. Instead, turned his back, let Carlito tag out to Primo. Oh, and maybe he was just, playing possum a little bit as he tried to get Primo in the corner and then was looking to tag in John Morrison. But Primo was able to shut it down. And look at Miz with a quick ankle lock there, taking him down. And going to use that to follow up with kind of just curb stomping the face into the canvas there. Now here comes the Tuesday Night Delight, John Morrison. And all his other nicknames, of course. As there's a windmill kick from Morrison. Like I said before, Morrison also got a big win over Shad Gaspard one-on-one after they both lost in that Fatal 4-Way. In fact, in that Fatal 4-Way, Morrison was the one to take the pin from JTG as a big shining wizard there. Knee right to the skull. But Morrison not going to let that phase him. As there's a throwback facebuster. Primo hitting that throwback. And Carlito and Primo looking good here. They haven't particularly looked all that great in their previous tag matches. But overall, Miz and Morrison are still looking just a little bit better here tonight. Does that mean that they'll win? It does not, but Morrison off the ropes and a shining wizard of his own. Driving the knee into the back of the neck. That's a shining wizard that would make Gregory Helms proud. But Morrison shuts down the drop kick. As Primo with another arm drag here. Morrison able to stop himself. Now look at this float over. Neck breaker. And gonna get the Miz back in the match. Primo unable to stop it. Oh, nice. Nice little mule kick there from the Miz. Miz not the most athletic, but still, I don't want to say completely talented athlete, but he does have a lot of potential. It's just not being the most athletic definitely will hurt him when in the professional wrestling business, especially in a professional wrestling business that is starting to almost rely on athleticism even more than they already did But Primo fighting Miz and Morrison off just to be dropped with that running elbow. But again, Primo shuts him down. And every time Miz starts to get something going, Primo shuts it down. And again, just trying to do whatever they can and get the upper hand. Try and finally get a win. But the Miz shuts Carlito down, dropping him with a bulldog. Oh, but Carlito's got him. Jumping arm breaker. Really shutting him down. But Miz rolled out of the way. There's a big elbow. Now going to get John Morrison in the ring. Oh, and Carlito going to immediately grab him by the nose. And it looks like Morrison was trying to go for something there, but Carlito shut it down immediately. But Morrison shuts him down. Carlito shoving him away again. But Morrison going to quickly respond with a float over neck breaker again. Pulls him to the middle of the ring. And oh, look at that, a standing shooting star press. Got a one. And Primo saves the day. Primo saves the day, and a big knee lift there from Carlito, taking him down. Oh, but got caught. And look at this. Moonlight drive. Primo knocked off the apron, and John Morrison saying that is going to be the end. But maybe it won't be. He's not pinning after his finishing maneuver. Instead, just dropping all these elbows to the sternum. That could have been a win for Morrison and Miz there. Instead, he's just keeping on the attack as the referee got grazed there. Off the springboard from Morrison. As he's got him. And a swinging neck breaker. Oh no, Morrison just unloading wheelbarrow facebuster. And look at this, a second moonlight drive. Carlito's been out of it since the first moonlight drive. And will that finally be the end of Carlito here? No! He gave Primo... He took too much time, and Primo got the upper... was able to get back in and break up the pin again. But like I said, Carlito's been out of it since the first moonlight drive. But Carlito now slowly started to get back in it, playing a bit dirty, grabbing at the nose. As there's a reverse suplex from Morrison, shutting him down. As a drop kick to a downed Carlito there. Very nice springboard. As look at this, another wheelbarrow face buster from Morrison. Primo knocked down, and a third moonlight drive. And he is really feeling it. And now look at this, Starship Pain. Starship Pain got a one, but again Primo right there. That split leg corkscrew moonsault. Again, as you just learned, he calls Starship Pain. And he's going to get Miz in there. And will that be enough to get Carlito and Primo back in the match? I don't think so. Miz is still looking good here. But Carlito trying to shut down everything the Miz has. As here's another jumping arm breaker to the Miz. He needs to tag out to Primo. Get Primo back in the match. As Miz and Morrison have been doing really well, but look at this. Wizard of Oz. Morrison went to take out Primo. Oh, I don't think he did actually. And once again, Primo making the save, doing whatever he can to keep this match going. There's a face buster. He's got him down.
There was just
But
a
Miz,
window
I
of
think he wanted something big there.
Carlito Primo.
But for some reason, he just couldn't get it. And finally, Primo back in this match. He's definitely probably the freshest man in the match as he takes the Miz down. And can Primo mount enough offense and come back to get Carlito and Primo a win? I mean, it would be a devastating loss in their first tag team match for Miz and Morrison. It absolutely would. But I truly do think if John Morrison would have pinned after that first Moonlight Drive, that Miz and Morrison would have already been the winners. But instead, he decided to keep piling on the damage to Carlito.
If the old chick magnet takes much more punishment, he might have a problem getting a date after this match.
As Primo goes for the pin, a delayed pin. And Morrison the one breaking up the pin this time, making the save.
And the chick magnet could use some smelling salts.
And now Primo I think he's showing some desperation here. He really is pin after pin now.
And insolent.
As the Miz kicks out at a count of 1, but Carlito was able to get in and actually shut down Morrison from breaking up the pin. But enough is enough. But Miz shuts down the drop kick. Oh, and got caught with a bulldog. Now Primo. Springboard leg drop to the back of the neck. When he shuts him down. Oh, but Miz with a big back elbow. And just planting him with a DDT. Trying to shut down Primo any chance he gets. He was able to get Morrison back in this match. And Morrison, of course, was like a house of fire when he eventually tagged out to get Miz back in the match.
Knocks him flat down.
Oh, he was able to take him down, go for a quick pin, got a 1, but only a 1.
Technically says no, not this time.
And every time Primo goes for something big, Morrison shuts him down.
A kick. It's not pretty, but it's effective.
And now look at this. Morrison once again showing off the power. He did this to Shad Gaspard. He's got a bear hug. And Primo gets out of it and drops him with a DDT.
Ow. That one definitely hit hard.
Primo doing everything in his power to get, him and Carlito a win.
Body has just been battered
Well, look at this. Another Starship Pain. This time to Primo.
from head to toe.
But he's not ready to do that. Oh, he wanted that springboard drop kick again. Instead, he rolled out the way. Tags back out to Carlito. And Carlito knocks Morrison down. He knocks the Miz off the apron. But Morrison shuts him down, shutting down the hot tag. And now the weakened Carlito standing. Shooting star press. Got a 1, got a 2, got a 3. Primo was just a little too slow to get back in the ring. He couldn't save Carlito that time. And Miz and Morrison, they looked really good. They got the win. But damn it, they almost didn't. Like I said, they looked really good, but they almost cost themselves a win there. Primo, he was able to come back and fight on as long as he could. But eventually he knew he had to get Carlito back in there. And Morrison was able to shut down Carlito once again for Miz and Morrison to get a win. But now we've got a big match coming up one-on-one. We've got the man who was able to defeat Batista not that long ago. John Cena, he's going to be facing the current number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, Mr. Kennedy. And now, like I said just moments ago, it is time for Mr. Kennedy versus John Cena. It'll be something. Mr. Kennedy, he looked incredibly good against Goldust in his SmackDown debut. And then he still looked really good against CM Punk, a man who had a really good match with Shelton Benjamin to crown the first Intercontinental Champion. And of course, that's when Shelton won the belt.
Now that I have everybody's attention, I would just like to remind you that I weigh in tonight at 246 pounds. I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Kennedy!
And just like that, we've got, we had an Intercontinental Champion. So Kennedy's looked good, and that's why he's being currently considered the #1 contender. And I know after a big win against Batista, if John Cena were to beat Mr. Kennedy here tonight, I'm sure he easily could go for that Intercontinental Championship if he wanted to. But John Cena has his eyes on something bigger. He's got his eyes on The Rock's World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, I know the SmackDown GM is currently considering a rematch between The Rock and The Undertaker at the Rumble. Maybe putting a stipulation on that match. But nothing can be confirmed right now. Who knows, maybe if Cena gets a really good performance here after that good performance against Batista, maybe he'll fast-track John to the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. All I know is this match is underway right now, and that's what matters. But what an absolutely huge win this could be for Mr. Kennedy, as he's going to take down John Cena with that jumping arm breaker. Like I said, Kennedy has looked really good so far. He's talented and got a lot of potential. The only thing is, can he live up to that potential? Of course, the same can always be said for John Cena. John Cena is very good. And even though all of every superstar's statistics have been wiped completely clean, the only thing that matters is what they do here in Universe. We know how good both these guys are. And like I said, it would be an absolutely huge win for Mr. Kennedy. Because no matter what, ultimately that was a quick pin. That's how he pinned CM Punk. Because ultimately we know what John Cena can do, and he'll always be somewhere near a world title, no matter what. But Kennedy, he's believable to be a world champion, but can he get there? That is the biggest question. But Cena going to shut him down and drop him with a belly-to-belly. They're going to go for the arm. Of course, that's always a smart strategy. You take up the arm, you inhibit Mr. Kennedy's ability to grab you for that mic check. But Kennedy going to work over the arm, an eye for an eye. Going to pull him back into a spine buster there. Oh, but Cena goes behind, drops Kennedy with a bulldog. And Kennedy going to shut him down. You're going to immediately go right back for the arm. There's that jumping arm breaker again. So far, early in the match, Kennedy holding his own. But Cena with a back elbow. Oh, but Kennedy able to find the counter, reversing the Irish whip. And the big right hand there going to knock him down before immediately following up with a Boston Crab. wrenching back on as much as he can. And Cena gonna power out. Cena powering out of that. Gonna shut Kennedy down again and drop him with another belly to belly. But Kennedy just gonna get up and shove him away again. Neither man has really had the advantage in this match. But now Kennedy on the ropes and sent to the outside and to the floor. And John Cena is fired up. But Kennedy gonna get right back in the ring. As I think he wanted to pull him back maybe into a spine buster again. Didn't work. But he's going to take out the legs there. Like I said, Kennedy, he's looked good and he's still looking good. Knowing what John Cena's capable of, anyone that can go toe-to-toe with him, that is an impressive feat. But at the end of the day, the thing that really matters, can you put away John Cena? Can you put him down for the 3 count? Because it's entirely possible. It's been done plenty of times before. Not here in Universe, but in the past, before this universe started. We know he can lose. But maybe here in Universe, maybe he'll go undefeated. Maybe he'll never lose. But a rolling neck snap there from John Cena. Starting to, what seems like, take control and get the upper hand firmly. As Kennedy being a little overwhelmed here. I say that, and Kennedy runs out of the way of that move in the corner. And now he's going to put Cena in the corner. As he's got him up. Snake eyes off the top turnbuckle. And Kennedy taking the advantage back just like that. With a well-timed counter. You're going to keep Cena on the ground now. But Cena rolls out the way. And Kennedy using the speed advantage he does have. As a nice back elbow there. But a shoulder tackle. That shoulder tackle out of nowhere. But Kennedy going to find the counter again. Cena hanging on to the apron. And a big boot to the floor. And Kennedy followed him outside the ring. But Cena able to find that counter. Send Kennedy into the barricade. But Kennedy able to find the counter of his own. And now Kennedy going to work over the arm on the ring post. No, he decides not to. Instead of using that as an advantage. Count of 5. Cena working over the arm here. Count of 6. And both men back in the ring. And Cena's got Kennedy in the corner. But Kennedy once again just running out of the way. Sending Cena flying into the turnbuckles. They're going to knock him to the floor. Knocked right to the floor. But once again, Cena working over the arm. He's going to flip him over the shoulder with a fireman's carry. And another rolling neck snap. Cena looking good. But look at this, another quick roll-up pin. But not even a 1. Cena will not go down that easily. But Kennedy back to the arm. Oh, Kennedy shoving him away. But Cena takes him down with a clothesline. And a drop toe hold off the ropes. Now pulling him to the middle of the ring. But Kennedy able to get to his feet. I think I know what Cena wanted. And Kennedy now shutting him down. Going back for the arms of John. But Cena shutting him down again. And they're just going back and forth here. Move for move, counter for counter. Now Kennedy the one holding on to the apron. And Cena going to hip toss him right back inside the ring. And he picked him up. And again, Kennedy finds the counter, sending Cena into the corner. Now perhaps getting a little bit desperate as Kennedy got him on the top rope. Big superplex. And Kennedy, he's feeling the pain. He did not get up right away. But still able to, never mind, Cena able to find the counter, going back for the arms of Kennedy. And a shoulder tackle takes him down again. Now he's got Kennedy in the corner. Oh, but Kennedy fighting out again. Kennedy has been able to shut down any big move Cena's wanted. And gonna knock him to the floor again. Kennedy has had every counter for Cena's moves so far.
Cena looks to be in fantastic shape here tonight. He regularly trains like a Marine during hell.
But at the end of the day, Cena has the clear advantage right now. As he's got Kennedy in the corner again. Big clothesline knocking him down. Oh, but Kennedy shuts him down. He's got him in a front face lock. Can he drop him? Yes, he can. Swinging neck breaker. Oh, but John's got him. Look at this. Atomic drop from out of nowhere, really. But off the ropes. Drop toe hold again. Now he's got him middle of the ring. And Kennedy once again shoves him away. Kennedy refuses to give up. Oh, he stops himself. Cena mistimed it, but drops him with another shoulder tackle. But now he's got him. And Cena, perhaps he's the one getting desperate now. Camel clutch on Ken. But Kennedy gonna power out of the camel clutch. No breaking backs and making people humble. Not today, Johnny boy. We're gonna pull him back. Cena shuts it down again. And once again, Kennedy gonna drive the shoulder. Or he's gonna hit his shoulder blocks of his own. And knocking Cena down. And he's gonna do it again.
Is in deep, deep trouble.
Kennedy is surviving here.
And there's the counter.
But can he hit a finishing blow on John Cena? Gonna take him down again. Getting some really big shots in here. Every time Cena tried for a big move, Kennedy shut him down or was able to weasel his way out.
Kennedy unloads with a devastating right.
But the thing is, Kennedy has not been able to go for a big move of his own. He just hasn't been able to get quite enough going. As Cena able to shut him or drop him with the belly to back there. But Kennedy goes behind. And once again, gonna drop John. But now here we go. Camel clutch of his own. But that's a clear rope break. But Kennedy doesn't care. He was going to hold on to it. And Cena's the one to power out. But again, Kennedy just going to shove him away. Collar and elbow there. And now John Cena going to light up the chest of Mr. Kennedy here with those knife edge chops. Just reining him in here. Perhaps going to look for a pin after the chops. Maybe. No, Kennedy got up and shoves him away. And drops him with a clothesline. But Cena quickly back up too. And he knocks him down.
That's why you never trade punches with Cena.
Oh, but Kennedy playing dirty. Putting his fingers in the eye. But Cena gonna shut him down. And there's a throwback. A throwback. Busting Kennedy wide open. And now here we go. Mr. Kennedy. You can't see me, but you're gonna feel this 5-knuckle shuffle. Nails it. And Cena picking him straight up. Going right in for it. This is the move that put away Batista last week. Here we go. Attitude adjustment. Kennedy put up a hell of a fight. Lasted a long time. But there's a 2. There's a 3. Kennedy put up a hell of a fight, like I just said. Lasted a long time. Gave it his all. And he can definitely stand toe-to-toe with big main eventers like he just proved. But John Cena gets another win ahead of the Royal Rumble. And what a win it was. What a match that was. It is time for our main event. That 6-man over-the-top battle royal. It is between CM Punk, MVP, the SmackDown debut of Finlay, Vladimir Kozlov, Ezekiel Jackson, and the man that this man beat not that long ago, Batista. All 6 of those men will be competing. And I can tell you right here, right now, the first man eliminated in that match will be guaranteed to get a spot in the first 5 in the Royal Rumble. Whereas the winner of that Battle Royal will actually be guaranteed to get a spot in the last 5 of the match this Sunday. As all 6 of those men are actually in the match. That much I confirm. I can't confirm anybody else, but those 6 that I can. So there's big stipulations there. You don't want to be the first eliminated. You want to win. And like I've already talked about, it is main event time here on Smackdown. The last match on the last show before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And like I said, all 6 men in this match will be representing SmackDown in the Royal Rumble. That much the GM has let me confirm to all of you. I can't confirm the other 4 SmackDown participants, but these 6 I can. And like I've already said, right before this match got underway, or right before CM Punk made his entrance, the first man eliminated from this match will be guaranteed to have a spot in the Royal Rumble between 1 and 5. So they can enter 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It will be completely random what spot in that 5 they get. But they'll have to enter very early, whereas the winner will get the chance to enter very late, between 25 and 30. But the thing is, if I had to put my money on anybody, it would be MVP. Because, I mean, think about it. One half of the current WWE Tag Team Champions, the only undefeated man in this match, whereas CM Punk, he's really good, but he hasn't won a match. He lost to Shelton Benjamin. He lost to Mr. Kennedy. This man Batista just lost to John Cena and hasn't been seen since. Finlay, man, he's making his debut. He hasn't competed since. And Vladimir and Ezekiel, they've both looked good, but they are coming off a loss to Better Than Utopia. So based on statistics, MVP is the favorite in this 6-man battle royal. But it is over the top rope, so literally anything can happen. All it takes is one mess up and your opponent can just launch you over the top rope and you're eliminated. Sometimes you don't even have to fully go over the top rope. Or sometimes you don't even have to fully leave the ring. Just as long as you go over the top rope, you could still be hanging onto the ropes or be on the apron. But if you go over the top and your feet hit the floor, no matter what, you lose the match. You're out. You're eliminated. But nonetheless, this is going to be a big win for everyone involved. As Vladimir Kozlov, he and tag partner Ezekiel Jackson got big wins, or got a big tag team victory over Carlito and Primo. Looked very good, but once they faced the tag team champions, of course in a non-title match, they came up short. They still looked good, but they came up short with MVP nailing a drive-by kick to put away or to win the match for his team. But speaking of that, here comes Ezekiel, or Vladimir's tag team partner, Ezekiel Jackson. Two big guys. Two very big guys. Two powerhouses. All they want to do is go in, dominate, and then walk out as a winner. And they clearly think they can do it together and bulldoze the tag team division and become WWE Tag Team Champions. The question is, can they do that? They looked good against Carlito and Primo, who admittedly have not looked very good. But this man and Umaga were able to beat both men. Of course, this is the only champion in the match. As the only championship on Smackdown that we know needs to be won is the Divas title, which of course we know will be Natalya versus Beth Phoenix at the Rumble to crown that first Divas champion. And MVP, he and Umaga do not have to defend the tag team titles, as we're still looking for contenders for Better Than Utopia. As Ballin' MVP, he's been looking really good teaming up with Umaga. But this is what's more important right now. This is singles action. As he tried to go right for Batista, did MVP. As the tag partner showing every man for himself. This is important to your own singles career as Finlay. This would be a perfect time for Finlay to make a good debut, as he's never competed before. But we know that besides this match, he will be in the Royal Rumble. Imagine he wins this match and gets the opportunity to come out number 30. Batista trying to get Vladimir Kozlov out of here. And he does! Vladimir Kozlov is the first man eliminated, meaning he gets the bad stipulation put on him. And now Ezekiel Jackson looking to take out Batista. Oh, but now Finlay and MVP double teaming. Batista gonna triple team. And Ezekiel Jackson is out of there. The first two are the big powerhouses that are teaming up together. But only Vladimir is the one that has to come out, early in the match. Ezekiel may also come out early, and we could see some teamwork. But now it's triple teaming again, as CM Punk is the one being triple teamed, and he's out. Batista, MVP, and Finlay working together as if they've always teamed together. But battle royals and multi-man matches in general always seem to make people, they always seem to bring out weird alliances as Batista's gone. So now we got one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions and the debuting Finlay. It could be a big win for Finlay. I know I kind of joked about it early in the match, but it can reasonably happen now. We're down to the final two of the Battle Royal. Finlay could win this match in his debut and then potentially come out number 30. As he would earn that right. But again, statistically speaking, MVP would get that opportunity. He would have a better chance of doing that, as he is undefeated. He's an undefeated champion right now. As MVP gonna drop Finlay with a fireman's carry there.
And another kick to the gut. This one's turning ugly, folks.
And could you imagine the momentum MVP could carry if he wins this match, gets to come out, potentially gets to come out number 30, wins the Royal Rumble, and then, like, all the momentum he would carry into, like, an upcoming WWE Tag Team title defense. The momentum could be completely on Better Than Utopia side for that. But Finlay's got him on the ropes, but MVP shuts him down, fighting him off. But Finlay gets him back on the ropes again, trying to do whatever he can to push one half of the tag champs out of the ring. And he does! Finlay! I know I joked about it earlier, but Finlay, in his debut, has won this over-the-top Battle Royal and has earned himself a spot. Well, he already had the spot in the Rumble, but has earned himself the opportunity to have one of the last 5 entrants within the match. Again, it's still completely random as to who will get that, or as to what entrant it will be. And I'm just a little tongue-tied here. But Finlay, for sure, has good chances compared to the other 5, as those are the only men we know for sure are in the match. But that was the last SmackDown before the Royal Rumble, and all the other SmackDown matches, let me pull them up and read them for all of you. First and foremost, of course, we have the Royal Rumble match. We've got Beth Phoenix versus Natalya for the Divas title to crown the first Divas champion. We've got The Rock versus The Undertaker in a no disqualification rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. We've got Mr. Kennedy versus Shelton Benjamin for the Intercontinental Championship. And I think that's it. World Heavyweight, Intercontinental, Divas, and then the Royal Rumble, which all 3 brands take part in. And just like that, to read off the entire card for you. So we're looking at, of course, the Royal Rumble match. The 6-man pin and give up only Battle Royal for the WWE Championship. JTG versus Cody Rhodes for the ECW Championship. The Rock versus The Undertaker, no disqualification match for the World Heavyweight Championship. We've got Mr. Kennedy versus Shelton Benjamin for the Intercontinental Championship. We've got Chris Jericho versus William Regal for the U.S. title. We've got Beth Phoenix versus Natalya for the Divas title, to crown the first champion there. And we've got Brie Bella versus her sister, Nikki Bella, for the Women's Championship. That is the Royal Rumble card. 8 matches, including the Royal Rumble match. And again, that was the last SmackDown before this pay-per-view. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, share up on social media, do all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.